Good morning, welcome back to the Bird's Nest. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thank you for joining. I am currently in a NPC car park in Ashford Town Centre. We are going to go for a wander around and have a look what's about, so we'll go to the church and have a wander around. We're going up in the lift to go and see what we can find in town. So it should be busy, I think, because it's packed. So as you can see, it's still quite Christmassy. All the decorations are still up from Christmas. Everything's still about, lots of people around. Everyone's drinking coffee when we're on our New Year diet. Black, no sugar. So we're going to have a wander around into town and then we'll come back, see if we can see the church and the churchyard, Memorial Gardens, and if I'm allowed to record, I'm going to go into the Ashford Museum. There's a lot of history in the museum. What's going on? Lots of people milling around. So Ashford's busy as usual. There's a bandstand. This is where they've done the BBC challenge for children in need, just here. Empty now. Matt Baker's not there. It's quite cold, to be fair. It's around, I'd say it's about 3 degrees, something like that. Really bitter, really bitter. But we're going to make our way down to the old medieval part of town, through there. And we're going to go to the church and have a look round. There's a pub right in front of me and it's screaming at me to have a pint. But no. Just dead calories. So there's a lot of architecture around in Ashford. That's a nice old building. And you've got the old part of town coming up, cobbled streets. It's only a very small amount of town though, it's not massive. Medieval part. It's got the pub shut. No, it's not, it's open. Oh. It's pretty bright. Walking back in time. Not that I was from that time, obviously, but yeah, it's quite picturesque. People sitting at a desk selling houses. So let's go over to the church, see if we can get into the church, and then pop over to the museum. Hopefully, we can go in. Lots of old mausoleums. Big family in Ashford is the Jemmets, and there's lots of recognition of the Jemmets, and there's Jemmet Road as well, and there's a King's Crown, King's emblem up there from Henry VIII, I believe. Lots and lots of detail. Freaky. Can't even read it, it's so old. There's lots of cobwebs at the top as well, above the stained glass. It's very nice. The Smythes. Entrance to the vault belonging to Lord Viscount Strangford. Wow, it's a small vault. This is St Mary the Virgin, I believe. Right, slap bang in the middle of town centre. They have regular services on here. That's the old altar. Very old. Benefactors to this church. Sir John Fogg, 1490. Knight of Rempton, 2 for the parish of the his will gave certain lands and tenancies in Ashford for preparation of this church. 1490. Crikey. There's been people living in Ashford for a very long time. Stained glass windows are lovely. There's helmets everywhere as well. The old organ. Wow, what a view. Wow. Close-up of the stained glass. Wow, that's amazing. Don't normally get this close to stained glass, but luckily I was allowed to. It must have taken so long to produce that. Back in the day, it's probably reconditioned though. Goes all the way up to the top. And that's a view of the church from up top. Lovely vaulted ceiling. I don't know if you can pick it up on camera, but it says 1638. That was a long time ago. That's the sort of view you'd get if you was having a service and you sat up here. Lovely, lovely place. And this is in the heart of Ashford Town Centre, so it's not far at all. It's very quiet, to be fair, and we're in the middle of a town centre. There's hustle and bustle going on, and there's no noise in here at all, so it's quite nice. Christmas tree still up. I'm sure that stained glass window is amazing. It's very, very nice. Right, we'll come back down now. British Legion, Ashford, 1924. Crikey. All the woodwork is amazing. There's another stained glass window just there. If you can pick it up. I don't know if it's going to focus or not. It's quite a clear coloured glass. You've got this ornate stuff in the ceilings. It'd be lovely to go up in a tower, but I'm not going to push it. Let's back up. I've put the thing across. Thank you very much for that.
Do you know anything about the window?
No, I don't know. No.
I was just, funnily enough, just going through information. It was put in about 1862.
Can I put the camera to you, sorry? No. Okay.
Right. So the west window was installed about 1862 by somebody called Lavers.
Right, okay.
And in 1882, the same company installed the east window.
The east window, that one
end.
down there.
Yes.
Yeah.
A lot of the original stained glass was destroyed by the parliamentarians.
Yeah.
So most of the stained glass here is Victorian.
It's Victorian.
Yes.
I wasn't sure because I looked at it and it looks quite clean, to be fair. So I did think it might have been recent or revamped or something.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So how long has the church been on this site? Do you know? Because I saw up on the top it says 1632 or
Well,
38.
we have a record on the board there of a priest here in 1298.
Crikey.
There is an entry in the Domesday Book that there is a church here,
Yeah.
so presumably that would be a Saxon church. Now,
Yeah,
whether it was
yeah.
a wooden building or a stone building, we're not absolutely sure.
Yeah.
But the church has been built and added to
over lots of time.
That sort of
Because I know
time.
it says a mausoleum over there, which is 12 or 13, or was it?
Yeah.
No, it's the donations, the benefactors took
and
back. Yeah,
the tomb in the sanctuary, that's 1480, something like
so
that.
it's quite a long
'Cause
time
that's,
ago. Then. Yeah.
The man who's buried there, Sir John Fogg, he lived at Repton Manor,
Oh right, okay.
and you've got Sir John Fogg Avenue on the
Yeah,
Repton estate.
yeah, of course you have. Yeah.
And we know he had some restoration work done to the church. Exactly what, we don't know.
Yeah, it's not documented.
The only thing that we do know is that he raised the church tower,
Oh right, okay.
so that for a long time, that was the only thing you could
Yeah,
see as you approached
yeah.
Ashford from any direction. He was very wealthy,
Yeah.
but he was on the wrong side in the Wars of the Roses. He supported Edward.
Yeah, yeah.
And when Richard III took the throne, he almost lost everything, but
Yeah.
Richard sort of used him as an example of how magnanimous he as a king could be.
Yeah, yeah.
And unfortunately, Sir John Fogg then still was involved in various uprisings to try and depose Richard.
Yeah.
But
I came in here a few months ago. It was just before Christmas, and there was some sort of event going on, and I think it was yourself that I asked if I could film. And you said yeah, or the lady who I spoke to, but because there was some sort of event going on, I didn't want to intrude, so that's why I come up today, because I wanted to get up here when it's quiet, when there's not too many people, because it's got so much history.
Yes.
And to be fair, there's no noise, and you're in a town centre.
No, I know.
No noise at all. It's amazing.
That's what a lot of people say.
It's amazing how quiet it is, isn't it?
To come in here. So it's had lots of changes over the years.
Are they going to put the snow dog back out the front, or is that gone permanently?
No, that's gone.
Is that at the cinema now?
No, that one isn't. That one is out at the John Wallace Academy.
Oh right, okay.
Because it was. Do you know? Have you heard of Michael Quinn?
No.
If you look around anywhere around Ashford where there's building work going on,
I've seen Quinn.
Quinn,
yeah. Oh, yeah.
He's the owner of that.
Yeah.
And he bought.
That was at the auction at the Ashford International.
That was one of the snow dogs that he bought.
Oh right.
So
okay.
he's
donated it
because it's to do with the infinity symbol, which is what Sir John Wallace. Created.
Yeah.
He's given it on permanent loan to the
nice.
John Wallace Academy.
At least it's being used properly.
Yes.
Then. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, we didn't get it back in time.
No, because there was some hoo-ha about it, wasn't there? Someone who lives nearby was moaning about it. It doesn't represent the area, and everyone was like, oh, "It's an art installation. Don't worry about it."
Talking of art installation, at the end of January, from the 21st to the 25th, there's going to be an art exhibition, installation, whatever you want to call it, which is a joint effort between the pupils of Ashford School, the art pupils, and their artist in residence.
Oh right. Well, so it's going to be here?
It's going to be here.
Oh, right. When was that?
From the 21st to the
21st to
25th.
25th, so it's a few
month.
days. I might have to pop up and have a look then.
Yeah.
Lovely lady. That's a stained glass window that we couldn't see from back there because of the focusing. But this church has got so much history. So much history. And it's just nice to pop in when it's quiet. So I might have to come up to the other event that's on, the art installation that's going to be put in. Smiths and Judds, they're all the different names of the local area, I think. Oh, yeah. So we're going to now go on to the Ashford Museum, have a little look in there, see if there's anything going on. And then we're going to pop down to the Memorial Gardens down by the bus station. So we shall see you down at the Ashford Museum. Back out of the church. There's the church. That's the tower the lady was talking about. It was installed. It's now 10 to 1, so I need to get a move on a little bit. There's so much architecture inside. It's crazy. Beautiful church. And then we've got obviously all the old buildings that are out by, which are original from this time as well, which is quite nice. Railway workers, Ashford works, date names unknown. Railway came in 1842, railway work opened in 1847. Well, we're at the Ashford Museum and the doors are shut, so we can't get in, which is a shame. But we're going to walk down to the Memorial Gardens. I think you can't quite see what that says because it's so condensated. We're going to go for a walk round. This is the other side of the church entrance. Here you've got lots of old gravestones. Mary, wife of Benjamin Kingsnorth. Hence why a part of Ash was called Kingsnorth then. 1840, 40 years old. Wow. He left issues surviving 7 children. And all their names are on there. It's such a lovely, lovely area of Ashford. It's so quiet. We'll go for a walk all the way round. And we'll go up to Memorial Gardens. Hello. This is nicely lit up at night time as well, from what I remember. Humphrey James Humphrey. Wow. And then, from what I've read, local knowledge, and looking online, this house here, the Tudor White House there, it's got the cladding and the plaster, and next to it is a Georgian add-on to it. That house there was built in around about 1500s, 1600s, and that was the original rectory of the priest who resided for that church. And then you had all the people that were involved in the church living all the way around the outside. Like I say, there's so much history in Ashford. You've got to walk around and spend a day to find it. And when you find little gems, it's quite nice. So this is the old rectory house coming up, and then it used to be a college at one point. I think it's a private residence now. Very, very old. It's even got the writing above the wall. But yeah, it's very pretty. So that was the original rector's house back in the day. Shot. That's the window there that we was up at a minute ago, inside. And we got the smaller ones nearby as well. Yeah. Sacred to the memory of Richard Pattenden, who departed his life April 22nd, 1851, aged 28, leaving his deconvalescent wife to lament her loss. Crikey. Then obviously you got the new additions when there was from World War I and II and bombings and stuff. The church survived, which is perfect. If you look carefully, you can see a dove up the top. Horton, 1914, age 70, and it's an old-fashioned phone box. Don't see them anymore. They got defunct in the 90s, and it's actually got a phone in it still. It's a rare occasion. Oh, it's so cold. It's about 2 degrees, I think. We're going to have to think about getting a jog on in a minute. That's the avenue, that's the pathway, and all the old buildings. This would have been quite a wealthy part of Ashford when it was all built up. Imagine people out on the banisters, all the old street lights. And now we're going back into still the old part of Ashford, but the old part of Ashford is very, very small. So that's the old avenue. And there's a tavern. The pathways. Crazy. That's right. Imagine what it used to be like. Just looking at it. And you've got another old part which is through there, but then we've got into the modern era. So, on that note, we shall now take a walk over to the Memorial Gardens, and then we shall get back to the car. So we'll see you in the Memorial Gardens. Well, believe it or not, I'm not actually in a churchyard. I'm not in a cemetery. I'm in the remains of what used to be part of the old rectory, because this is called Rectory Lane, and then we're in the middle of a car park and there's graves everywhere. It's quite strange to witness, but these are very old apparently. Very, very old. We've got the Memorial Gardens, fire brigade or police or ambulance going past. Then we've got all of these gravestones are just lined up because they were removed when the land was sold to become a car park, and part of the ruling was the gravestones had to be preserved, and they decided to put them in the corner of the car park, so that's why they're so close together. But we've got gravestones here from 1720, 1830, really, really old gravestones, and footplates as well by the looks of it, but they had to be kept. So ironically, right next to the busy road there's gravestones, and this used to be part of a vicarage. The grounds were a very old vicarage from back in the 1700s. I read in the church before I started filming. But just to give you an idea what we have here, there's a clear one here. I don't know if you can pick up on the reading, but it's sacred to the memory of Alice Lawrence, who for upward of 50 years was a good and faithful servant to the family of those who now erect this stone. In grateful remembrance, she died at Ashford, September XV111, September MDCCC LVD, I think that is. We've got another one here, which is quite clear. Mary Ann, daughter of Richard and Caroline Lewis of the parish, who departed this life June the 4th, 1840, on the 16th year of her, in the 16th year of her life. Also George and Harry, sons of Thomas and Caroline Elliot. George died 22nd of December 1847, aged 1 year and 5 months. Harry died March 17th, 1848, aged 6 months. Sarah Mary Elliot died January the 27th, 1853, aged 1 year. Crikey. That's quite surprising. Remind you, back in the Victorian times you had big families because infant mortality rates were very high, because obviously sanitation and living conditions. There's one there who, daughter of Isaac and Sally Jenner, who died September the 2nd, 1828, in the 7th year of her life. Makes you grateful to know that you've survived as long as you have, to be fair. Yeah. And I hear once every 10 years they put flowers down on these. I don't know how true that is, but some of the gravestones end up having flowers. I think it's around about this time of year, Christmas. But yeah, there's a lot of history, This is not the Memorial Gardens, this is just a part of the car park, ironically. So we're going to make our way over there to the Memorial Gardens, and I believe there's some plaques for World War II and World War I because of the Remembrance Day services. I'm hoping they're still there. But as you can see, it's quite a bit of cold day. The sun's out, but it's really, really cold. So we'll go over, the memorial's still there. So we're going to go over to the memorial, and then we're going to go and get a Mars bar or something. Not sponsored, by the way. Mars, if you're watching, I like Mars bars. And Snickers. Or Marathon. And we're going to have to make a move because it's getting late in the day now. So, bad month still. I'll go around this way because I know there's a lot of unsavoury people that hang around here, to be fair, because it's an open park. There's a few of them over there on the bench at the moment drinking their cider out of a bottle and out of a paper bag. But, that's where we're going. I don't know if you can pick it up with a sunbeam on the camera lens, but we're going over to the memorial for World War II. They have a service here for World War II on 11th 11th, and at the 11th hour, and all the guns felt silent. But still, we're in the town centre, and it's just so peaceful. It's quiet. There's no noise really. It's just a hum of traffic. Normally it's really busy. So I don't know if because of the new year and Christmas being so soon and so quickly gone, I don't know if it's because there's so many people still off work. I don't know. We're going to go over and have a look, and then we're going to make a move, I think, because it's getting very cold. I need a cup of coffee. I need a bacon sandwich, I think. Yum yum. And that is, if you can pick it up, it's a shame the sun's right directly above it. I'll try and get the sun out of the shot, because then you'll be able to pick up the silhouettes of the soldiers, which are on there 1914 to 1918. There you go, that's better. You can see it now. And they've replicated it with sandbags as well, which is quite good. Yeah, going over the edge, quite literally. I believe there's lights at the back here somewhere. I don't know, I might be wrong. No, I'm wrong. But I think this is a permanent installation that they put in for World War I. I need to get walking again, I'm so out of breath. Let's go to the plaque and read it. Over the top. Crikey. The First World War was characterised by fear known as trench warfare. The following poem, Attack, by renowned war poet Siegfried Sassoon, describes the experience of going over the top. At dawn the ridge emerges, mass and dun, in the mild purple of the glowing sun, smouldering through spouts and drifting smoke that shroud the menacing sacred slope, and one by one, tanks creep and topple forward on the wire, the barrage roars and lifts. That's it there. I don't know if you can actually pick up all the silhouettes. I'm sure you can pick up the poppy, but that's what Ashford decided to do to commemorate the World War One. It's been there since the last Remembrance Day. Now I know there's also another little memorial garden somewhere here, but I'm not quite sure where it is. It's for, I believe, for rainbow babies. And rainbow babies, I believe, I'll have to ask Kirsty to confirm it, but rainbow babies are babies that have died in hospital and they're memorialised, and they have a little sanctuary here somewhere, but I'm not quite sure where they decided to put it. I know it's definitely around this way here somewhere, but I can't really go and search for it. Oh God. We're up to the main memorial in memory of those who gave their lives in all conflicts throughout the world. So this is every single war, including the Gulf War. All the people from Ashford, their names are on plaques. 1939 to 1945. All of the poppies are still down, which is nice. There's lots of unfortunate people that gave up their lives for us to live happily as we are. I wonder if there's anyone. No, there isn't. His Majesty's Service. Korean War, 1950, 1953. So that's going to conclude the memorial walk and the church. Just sit here and reflect for a minute. And then you've got the brand new buildings right on top of the old Victorian buildings. And you've got a new sort of area being built up over there by the international train station. Very busy town now. Ashford never used to be as busy as it is. But there you go. World War II Memorial Bench in memory of those perished during the Luftwaffe bombing raid on Ashford, 24th of March 1943. As long as we live, they too will live on. So yeah. So I'm going to wrap up now. I'm going to go over there quickly before I finish the video. So let's have a quick look, because I didn't see this until now. All the poppies and another silhouette. We will remember them. Some more bags of sand and a big soldier and a cross with his helmet on it. All the known people. Airborne, 98 years old. Jack Percy Morgans. Lots of old people, old names that will be forever immortalised in memory. So I hope you've enjoyed the video. It's been fun walking around Ashford. I don't do it enough. I should do it more. So on that note, I'm going to say thank you for joining us. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and we'll catch you next time on the next video. Bye bye.